Wagwan, Bulivinakwa. Yes, people, welcome to another episode of Kicking It Back with the one and only, the true Yaya, with the aftermath of the Caraboa Cup. And yes, this is the page where controversy meets reason. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page so we can keep bringing you great content going forward. So let's jump into it right away. See it, love it, hate it. Yes, don't hate United fans for celebrating them winning a trophy in the last 6 years. It's very hard when you see, especially Liverpool fans, who, after them having their so called best season last season, the only two cups they won was the Caraboa Cup and the FA Cup. Same with Arsenal fans. They're out here acting like they've already won the Premier League or they've won major trophies in the last 10 years. No, you haven't. You have won the FA Cup. Relax. Chelsea is the only club consistently, as well as Man City, who has won multiple titles and multiple trophies in the last decade. So, all you other clubs who out here trying to banter FC Man United, settle. Let me just put it out there early. Settle. Now, let's just talk about the great Man United and how Ten Hag has just evolved this squad. When you look at players like Luke Shaw, where many of you right now watching this stream used to tell me, boy, yeah, you're always talking stupidness, dog. Da. All this banter. Look at this guy now. Class plays centre back, plays left back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Hey, look. Look at it. Plenty of laugh when we bought Walt Weckhouse. When y'all see Marcel Sabitzer, Christian Eriksen, and when y'all laugh at Christian Eriksen because he played at Tottenham and Tottenham hasn't won a trophy. Talking about, imagine Tottenham fans laughing at United and they haven't even won one. If you look at their trophy cabinet right now in that massive stadium, if we go there right now and blow breeze in that cabinet, the amount of dust that flies into our face because it's so empty, cobweb, everything, spider webs, name it. I'm sure there's rats in there living. And these people out here laughing at United fans for celebrating the Carabao Cup. It's a joke. I see Arsenal fans on Facebook laughing. Anyways, let's get back into it. Ten Hag has evolved this team so well to the point where so many of his rival managers are scared. You hear Pep Guardiola talking about Manchester United needs to spend more money to compete. You hear Jurgen Klopp saying how Man United is back but in a sarcastic way while he's fighting to be 10th in the league. You hear Arteta is the only one showing a bit of respect to this guy because Arteta knows where he was even last season. Arsenal was in a champ. Arsenal's biggest achievement would have been them in a Champions League spot last season, and they ended up playing Europa League. Yet they're out here laughing at people, fans. It's a joke. It's a joke. I can't see it. I can't fathom. I can't understand how these individuals think it's funny for them to laugh at other clubs when their club are in the same position. Like they're laughing. United and them competing for the same trophies this season. I don't understand. Anyways, this guy has evolved United so well. You see them now have a clear way of playing, in which that was the only problem we had with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But also, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did not have Casemiro. He did not have Ericsson. He did not have Sabitzer. He did not have a firing and an older Marcus Rashford. He didn't have an older and a firing Varane. David De Gea was in poor form. Aaron Wan-Bissaka just played his first season as a right back at Crystal Palace. Yet this guy still came second in the league, got to a few semi-finals, a final, a Champions League quarter-final with Andres Pereira, Scott McTominay, Fred, Paul Pogba in the middle of the park. And don't get me wrong, Paul Pogba is probably still one of the best midfielders in the world when he's on form. But he wasn't playing well at that time. He was injury prone and all that. And this guy still, I believe, overachieved with the squad he had. He had Harry Maguire and Lindelof at centre back, in which I do think they're still two good centre backs, but they are not Varane and Martinez. Like those two guys together is like watching Ferdinand and Vidic. It actually is. You see the real combination of a gritty, rough, no nonsense centre back in Martinez, and then you have Varane, who's just smooth, bro. It's like having a Bugatti, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce. It's like that super car, like luxurious car that everyone just wish they can have. When you see people like Virgil van Dijk and they say, oh, best centre back in the world, in front of Raphael Varane, the only reason why no one speaks about Raphael Varane as one of the best centre backs in the world is because he played next to the best centre back in the world. In the last decade, Sergio Ramos has been the best centre back in the world. In the last decade, even if he has been injured for a year, in the last decade he's been the best. He and Thiago Silva, there is no doubt. Look at Thiago Silva, still at Chelsea, putting in 8 out of 10 performances minimum per game at the age of 37, 38 years old. Bro, these guys are a different class. Look at Ramos now. Plays in the midfield for PSG sometimes. Then he plays centre back, bosses it. These guys are a different class. Do not compare Virgil van Dijk to these guys. Stop it. You're all out here disrespecting years upon years upon years upon years of consistent performances at the highest level. At the moment you look at Van Dijk, you would say he's like bottom 20 centre backs in the world. Like he couldn't even make the Metro team in one of these teams in Australia at the moment. Like that's how bad the guy is playing at the moment. You never see these perform. Would be a bad performance for Sergio Ramos, him getting a red card, or him scoring like an own goal, but then in that same game he score own goal, he'll score the winner. Don't disrespect the guy, man, please. Don't disrespect the guy. Liverpool has shown many times they have been inconsistent on a basis where they have a good season and then a bad season. A good season and then a bad season. A good season and then a bad season. They consistently do it. They're not a consistent team at the top level every time. So don't compare a centre-back who plays in a team that is inconsistent based on performance levels to players who have played at the top in teams at a consistent level. Now, Casemiro comes into Man United and evolves that team to a level where no one thought he could have done. Now, there were a lot of people in the media saying, oh, he's coming for a payday. Man United spent 80 million on Casemiro. Why would Real Madrid just let him go? Ancelotti came out and said, He did not want to sell Casemiro, not even for $100 million. Go do your research, people. He did not want to sell Casemiro because, as you can see, an average Barcelona is leading the La Liga right now at the top. Where's Real Madrid? Who's the only guy out of that team? Now they have Camavinga playing there. They have Toni Kroos playing there. Even Luka Modric just did an interview with Rio Ferdinand. If y'all like to check out these videos, check it out. Rio Ferdinand usually goes and interview players at the top of their game or who have been at the top of the game, and they do a little show and he breaks down moments in their play. And if you listen to how Modric, who is probably one of the best midfielders of the last decade, easily, talks about Casemiro, y'all will understand what this guy does and why every team he goes in is successful. Somebody doesn't play 22 finals, just like Varane don't play 18 or 19 finals, and win like nearly all of those finals. Because I think Varane win 18 trophies. Casemiro win 19 trophies or something. Imagine. These guys are so good. Bro, so many trophies. But Casemiro, when he's in a team, they're more likely to win than lose. The statistic shows. The guy is just world class. Look at who scored the opening goal in the Caraboa Cup. Look at how he was celebrating winning the Caraboa Cup. This is a man with 5 Champions Leagues. This is a man that has won Super Cup, Club World Cup. Bro, he's played the biggest games of any footballer career. The only thing he hasn't played is a World Cup final. But then, Martinez and Varane. And these guys celebrate this trophy like they've never won a trophy before. It's because it's a trophy. When you wake up every day and you go to work, no matter what career you're in, and you get a bonus, even if it's a couple grand and you're a millionaire, you're still a happy man because it's a couple grand. It doesn't matter. It's a trophy. You work hard for it. You deserve it. Celebrate it. Suppose they die tomorrow. Suppose something happened to them tomorrow. They want to be able to know that they celebrated their last trophy like it's their last. And you are only known, or you only remember, the last trophy that you hold in your hand. You only remember that trophy. Everything else that's happened before has happened already. It's simmered down. So they only can remember that trophy. Now let's talk about Marcus Rashford. Imagine this guy is in such a purple form that they have awarded him his goal after the fact, after the game. So while this man is at home celebrating winning because they said it's an own goal, he gets a little call. Hey Marcus, you know what? The next goal on the CV, because we realized how stupid we were. Shot on target, gets a deflection from a centre back, goes into the goal. They call it an own goal. You know what that reminds me of? When Nani embarrassed Arsenal and chipped Almunia. Remember? When he chipped him at the side, he goes, cries between two of y'all great defenders that y'all have at y'all legends at y'all club. And then he chips the ball over the goalkeeper and it goes into the other side, and they call it an own goal because it tips the goalkeeper finger. Hey, look, that is exactly what they did. But the difference is now there's so much media coverage on these games that they had no choice but to give the guy his goal. Now, if that was Mbappe or if that was Messi, Ronaldo, let's be honest, Benzema, if it was any of those players, And that was that situation. Right away, they would have awarded them the goal. And then after, if they thought it was an own goal, they call it an own goal. But because it's a man who's they're not trying to talk about best in the world, and they can't think further that this young man is on such a run of form. They try to steal the goal away from the man, but only God, Jah. When what's for you is for you, and no man can take that away from you. Remember that. So, yes, Marcus Rashford, proud of you, young man. Not only were you knighted, sir, but you're also doing great things for young individuals, and now you're scoring goals for fun. Improve your game. Man, you deserve an award, young man. Another award for being that pillar, for being that person, that example that a lot of anyone in any career should follow. Martinez and Varane. What a combination. Now, I'm still a massive believer in Harry Maguire. Many y'all can continue to laugh at me for thinking about that. But I still believe in Harry Maguire. And so does Ten Hag. Because you need different types of centre-backs to break down certain types of teams. And Varane has shown many times he can't play a full season strongly, so you have to rotate him. Now, does that mean that Maguire stays the captain of Man United? That's another conversation for us to have. But let us not forget, when Jurgen Klopp started at Liverpool, Jordan Henderson was not even in the match day squads. Go check it out. He couldn't even play a game, to a point where people were wondering what's going to happen if he's going to end up at Burnley. Now, then he had a period when he was rated one of the best midfielders in the world based on form, which I thought was a joke. And now, look at him now, having a horrible season this season. So the whole of Liverpool, but he's a part of it. So that I say all that to say, we will see in time what happens with Slabhead Maguire. Luke Shaw, all these guys showing up big time on the big stage. Very proud of this young man. Broken foot twice. He was at the point where people didn't even think he would play the game again. And now he's out here, probably at this point the best left back in the world based on form. And again I say, based on form. So don't come tell me Alphonso Davies and not. Bro, Alphonso Davies is not having a great season for Bayern Munich at the moment. Based on form, Luke Shaw is the best centre-back in the world right now. Look at that cross for Casemiro. Everyone's talking about Casemiro. No one's talking about how superior that ball was. Right on the money. Let's talk about Fred. The Fred haters, Those that say, oh, Fred, not good. What? As I say again, you need different players. You need different players with different sort of abilities in order for you to make a great squad. What Fred does, no one else brings. And that's why Fred plays. When you need high intensity football, Fred is there 100%. All in all to say, glory, glory, Man United. Caraboa Cup champions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this page. Don't forget to keep sharing this content. And also send me a comment under this video. Let me know what sort of videos you would like to see going forward. Take care of yourself. Have a great morning, have a great night, have a great afternoon whenever you're watching this video. And we'll see you again back very soon. Ciao.